Hey everybody, let's get started here for today. Got a little bit of noise in the background, but I think we're going to make it be all right. 1 second. There you go. Welcome back. Today's number three, third session, and of course, want to go into crypto and talk also about broader markets. Look at a couple of special situations we've been following most of this year. Things hitting big upside targets. Right now, Bitcoin up here just kind of vacillating. Remember the bat pattern here right off the peak. So we're between this 58,000 and 64,000 is our range. Hold on 1 second. This is getting really. All right, thanks. So that's just essentially why we're still consolidating. You're not, everyone's looking for the big moonshot right now. It's not going to happen like that. Expect this kind of sequence to continue. Type 1s, type 2s, and that's what we have here. That's hourly. I think 4 hours even better, but we really won't really accelerate until we get above the target 2 on off of the bat pattern. So right now, what you already came back and hit the XA one more time. You would want to look for a trigger down here. You've got a couple of things shaping up where Bitcoin, all right, has some confirmation getting oversold on the hourly. What's the 4 hour look like? 4 hours still coming down a little bit. Maybe needs another couple of bars. Uh, Amplified RSI still going down. So again, consolidation mixed with, there you go. Let's look at Ethereum really quick. Ethereum up against, blew out the hop level that we talked about, hit as high as 4,600. It just another pause. We can already consider that pattern failed for sure as we work our way higher. And HSI, this is a 4 hour time frame, looking like it's not going to be fireworks yet. You're going to have a steady kind of sequence of thrust up, consolidate, back down, and do it again. There was, I don't know how many tests of this on the 4 hour time frame. Look, we had one test, second test, third test. You had, 3 moves to push above that prior high, that X point. Again, just be aware of that. We're seeing so much of this kind of ramping and then come right back and settle back down. Where's that other one? Decentraland, which is that mana. That really probably was the thing that exploded the most on the week. But again, huge move to 450 in a spike move. You're talking, if that, think of it as a penny stock. That's really all you need to do is think of that as a penny stock. It went from 70 to $4 in a crazy run. You come back, maybe you do a 618 off of this move and consolidate. One way to look at this stuff, folks, is to simply, once you do start to skyrocket and you have your kind of capitulation move up here, the one easy way to think about that, once that has spiked out, no follow through after something several 100% move or even 100% move, just think 30 bars. That's typically rule of thumb how we look at it. I like to think of patterns as a set of data, really subsets of trading data, and we would be expecting some kind of consolidation for 30 bars within all of that. Let me see here. 1 second. Um, Next week, I'm going to start rolling out some of the more premium stuff of interaction, questions. We started Discord for gold members. So for gold members, go log into your gold member page and get connected with Discord, please. That's absolutely, I really like that. I think it's, there's a lot there to be said for using that as a community without all the other social media nonsense. So let's keep an eye on that one. Go to, here, let me log it in. Go to harmonictrader.com. For those people that are new, okay, let me just show you here. Go to Harmonic Trader, register now, and that will take you to basic members. Gold members, click on the gold member page and get with the Discord. Basic members, again, if you're new, all you need is an email here and then log in, get access to the books and the videos, if that ever comes up, and just get with the program and take advantage of the free trials that we offer. That includes this TradingView platform, Harmonic Pattern Collection for TradingView, and HA Pro, MetaTrader, eSignal, a couple other platforms. The bigger thing, oh, here you go. Sorry, I don't know why. I think I've got a couple programs. There's the basic member resource page, and there's all the options. But get with the books. And again, I've got a lot of questions of people that want to get started. Simply go through this page and go through these videos, and then come back to me, a week or two after you've gone through the material. But everything's there. 1 second, let me switch over screens here. Oh, I forgot to, really quick, we have to do this. And I have to do this more now. Just show the disclaimer. Okay, this is all educational information. This is not financial advice. Please consult a financial advisor, read the risk disclaimer, and think for yourself. All right, now that I've got that out of the way, let's come back to one or two. Let's go to one or two individual issues that, in terms of stocks, we haven't talked that much about it. And so the crypto we covered in the last session pretty well. And I want to look at some related crypto. For example, here's Riot Blockchain. And on the 4 hour, just recently came off of a really nice pattern. You have a couple patterns up here. All right, on the daily, weekly. And looks like this one is going to do a little more consolidation after your first, here's your first type 1 test, and then came back down. And then we had a really tight type 2. I've been posting about this. If you're into those blockchain stocks in that whole sector, this would be the area to be looking for your launch point. Keep an eye on Riot. You've got your retest. It's consolidated. Take a look at your daily chart. Even the daily chart, that's a beautiful pattern right there on the daily. And here's what when you're looking left, let me bring it back this way. Okay, really nice. I mean, that's the kind of situation where after a major move, pullback, this looks like a crypto on an hourly, right? You come down, you go sideways, form a nice consolidation pattern, a Gartley there inside of that, come back for your first reaction, your retest, and now you're ready. That's daily. And then your 4 hour time frame, really nice. That sets up an ideal condition there with both the daily and then that 4 hour time frame. That's one of a few of these. Here's another one that we haven't covered in a while, but I wanted to take today and kind of update. There's been a group, gold members know, there's been a group of markets since the beginning of the year that we have been on top of with these major patterns. Macy's, we haven't talked about this in a while, but I wanted to highlight what's going on because it's absolutely, now we're really getting there. Target on Macy's, if you recall, let me go to the monthly chart. This was one of those that was, oh, 1 second. There you go. Macy's was one of those that was bad move. Can't get that. 1 second. We had major levels really towards the end of last year. And beginning of this year is when we kind of jumped on it. For some reason, I can't pull that down. 1 second. Let me do it this way. Let me show all. There you go. And we have been utilizing this monthly pattern for the retest. I know on the eSignal platform, maybe I'll pop that up in a second. The same bearish pattern. We had a bunch of bullish patterns down here. Bullish shark. I will pop that up in a minute. But we're utilizing that pattern and this 40-41 level as the retest target. And definitely starting to kind of gain steam. So a few of these definitely coming together pretty quickly. Let me bring up really quick, I'll bring up the HPC Pro, sorry, for eSignal. And we'll look at those monthly patterns. I run, personally, I'm running several versions. I'm running, of course, TradingView. I'm running eSignal. Here you go. And I'm running also MetaTrader. I execute off a Thinkorswim, so I run that. I've got about 4 computers set up, probably about 6 screens. 1 second, guys. 1 second here. This is just. Let me set up the eSignal chart. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Let's go to Macy's there on monthly. And if you recall, this is, like I said, one of those group of big targets, big setups. I would say now into the end of the year, yeah, they could make a hard run. Up into January maybe. Here you go. So this was a situation on Macy's utilizing a super long-term pattern and levels of not only for our target, but simply identifying the opportunity. Let me remove the bearish patterns and I'll walk through this for everybody. Pretty straightforward. Again, recall, and it does work this way. That's the other thing about this, the type 1 and type 2 strategies. We talked about type 2 in our last session. Okay, that it works the same way even on the longer term basis. And I'll just trace it out where, you know, we have been doing this since the beginning of the year, saying this is a type 1 move. There you go. Type 1 move came up all the way past target 2, but what we identified at the beginning of the year was not only the fact that full retest, but the HSI. We just hit target 1, 30.52. Amazing. But target 2 off of the shark is 43. That's how we look at that. And again, I'd still keep my eye on it, because if you look at the bearish possibilities, okay, we are going to retest that bat pattern for the full type 2. Come back and maybe even as high as the hop level. Also take a look at what amplified RSI has done. Absolute, not only into the overbought, but has taken out all of your prior readings, all-time RSI, amp RSI readings. This stuff is just mind-boggling. It's dramatic. It definitely has tremendous significance, and when you see that kind of surge and you're breaking a new highs on the RSI, you got some momentum behind it. Let's look at one or two more. I'll take your questions. I see you guys have questions and stuff. I'll take those momentarily. Just respond to a couple of, because they're follow-up questions from last week. I really want to stick with, as a follow-up, kind of finishing what we have done this year and start to lay out some new opportunities. MRO, Marathon Oil, like all of the whole energy complex, we talked about that in our last session. MRO was another one that we've been in front of. I think we had some weekly targets on this. Again, take a look at my sessions. These are all that we have talked about in prior sessions. A couple of interesting patterns. First, with MRO, by definition, it's a type 2. There's your type 1 reaction. Come back down. Now, I mean, perfectly right off the hop at 350, now trading 16. If we're a type 2, we go for target 2. That's the framework on every pattern. That's how we treat it, how it unfolds. No doubt. I mean, let's just go back to if we go back several years. Go back several years. Look at this bat pattern that preceded it. Again, we talked about this on Tuesday. The 1-2 framework is type 1, type 2. Type 1 reaction, type 2 reversal. All right. There's your type 1 reaction. Hits target 1, comes all the way back to the hop, goes down to target 2. So we're in that type 2 move now, with pausing at this pattern, bat pattern right off the top there. So I'm keeping a close eye above this at this hop level. But we talked about this as well for the last several months as this thing paused, that it would take more time. And I'm still going to favor those higher targets, those weekly targets, because the primary pattern is this deep crab on MRO. How about one or two more? Of course, Boyle, extremely volatile. Doesn't look like much there, right? And I mentioned this, I think it was February, and I said this is going to be a crazy one. But I want everyone to be early on it, and that's what has happened. We had a number of these patterns back at the 20 level. So now what? Because we have come quite a distance, and in fact, target 1 off of the big pattern, off that deep crab, is at 106. We almost got there. And I still think target 1 needs to be tested on this move. So keep an eye on this bunching. Nat gas itself, NG, we talked about that on Tuesday, still has a ways to go. Those are 3 or 4 that we have nailed. And for those that don't know, if you can research my Twitter feed, go back to January or February, where we were in front of AMC and, had been involved with this Was this almost a year ago? I think it was almost a year ago with that Gartley back in December. I'll have to find the Twitter post and repost it. I put this, there was several patterns on AMC at $2, 230. I said bullish everything. Okay, so AMC is went, as you all know, everyone knows, went to 70 and looking like just more consolidation, trying to pop up. I don't think it's anything more than a day trading vehicle. Let's be honest. I mean, I think it's very tradable there on the 4 hour trend to higher lows, but trying to consolidate and break out. If you do, you have a possibility to retest that 886. So keep an eye on that one. Let me show you the hourly chart for AMC. Let me bring in the other couple patterns. Nice bearish bat there, and then there's some ABCDs. Let me include that. There you go. Beautiful scans on AMC. Very tradable. Looking in the zones with confirmation. I am playing for target one essentially because it's a real reactive creature. I would say right now AMC, you're at a type 2 on the bat, so expect more consolidation, maybe even go to target 2 before anything else. Lots of harmonic patterns there though. Let me show a couple, one or two that are shaping up. Twitter, and a lot of these are type 2s even in this market. Okay, Nasdaq's on fire, right? Twitter's not. Let's go back to that daily. We had a couple of real nice patterns. Check this out. So here's Twitter. Beautiful Gartley, right? Let's walk through it. Why is it a Gartley? Because your B point, come on, give me an arrow. Your B point right there, automatically identified by Harmonic Pattern Collection, is at a 618 within a real specific tolerance, and then you've got an A to B, C to D. If you don't have an ABCD with the 786 at a 618, you don't have a Gartley. You have to have an ABCD structure. It's critical. This one right here. 786 is at 5218. Perfect type 1. That's how we look at that ever since it couldn't continue to target 2. We're now back in the zone looking for confirmation down here for a type 2 reversal. Okay, just because this went to target 2, it's still a reaction. It's a great reaction, but look, aggressive continuation, no follow through above the maximum target. Come back down. Now we're in business. Retest the pattern. Give me some kind of confirmation value and go. For our purposes, best thing, I think, earliest signal is always going to be amplified RSI. That is our proprietary indicator with HSI as well. Let me bring in HSI. I have taken it off. So you right click on the chart. This is for e-signal. Again, you guys can try this if you want. It is really the Cadillac version, all the bells and whistles on this one. Then other platforms. MetaTrader's great too, but e-signal data is from the Intercontinental Exchange, which is the direct data feed as well. That's some of the differences about the e-signal thing. So there's HSI, folks. Setting up, oversold, okay. But Twitter's really in position. That's the kind of thing we want to see on these retests, and we're looking for confirmation. Coming together pretty sweet. So a couple of others. I'll look at that. I've heard about that CLSK. Let's take a look. Which one is that? Oh, I was thinking of CrowdStrike. Clean Spark. Okay. I was thinking of CrowdStrike. Nice little bat pattern right there. Coming off of the low here. Pretty strong though. In terms of a long, you got to wait for a little bit of a pullback. You can't jump on these. Go to the 4-hour chart. Let me see what we got. Yeah, it's straight up. I mean, this market's just raging. A couple of nice patterns to precede this back in end of October, but it's got to be. I really can't do much with that. If you're long it, you stay long until you get some overbought signals. Pretty remarkable. Uh, let me. What was the other one? Well, I did want to really mention gold quickly because gold's up $30 today, and I did say that, I guess it was last Friday, how important the 1720 level has been. Let's go to the daily. Remember, big bat pattern. That's what we retested in a big thrush down in August, and it did satisfy the type 2. I mean, it really was such a close one, but yeah, this is still in a type 2 where we're looking for this to develop into a larger move. At target 2 is 1946. Gold's up pretty firm today. It's going to take time, folks. It's not going to be fireworks, but I would think that the type 2 has completed, and we're slowly grinding our way up to target 2. That's how it works. Appreciate that. I want to welcome everybody if you're new. We're here on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11 a.m. That has changed. I'm not doing the Friday sessions anymore. Had to simplify. I do want to show everybody a couple of tweets I posted this morning, which is why we do what we do. And if you want to learn more about how to do this kind of stuff, let me just show everybody what I do real time. So I'll post on Twitter. We have a Facebook feed and now Discord. And I'm going to move it more to Discord so bulk of the ideas can go there. And probably it's the most accessible way. Here's something I posted this morning. This is the NASDAQ pre-market 5-minute beforehand. And real nice back-to-back patterns. I talked about this. Posted this in the Discord, and again, right at the open, we had a real nice ABCD that still needed a type 2 pullback, came right back and then exploded. My minimum target was hop level on that 5-minute, and here's what happened. I think a lot of you saw this. We're much higher. We're at least 100 higher from current levels. So just be aware that all of that comes from the understanding of the type 1, type 2 framework, especially the phenomenon of back-to-back patterns. And this is all with our harmonic pattern collection. So again, get with harmonic pattern collection if you're new, and if you're learning, again, take the time. There's no rush whatsoever. I am really stress the importance of being familiar with what's going on, follow what we do, get with the framework. I make all of this free. There's nobody doing this free. You can subscribe to our gold membership after you go through and spend a month. I said this the other day. Take a free trial to each one of these. And the TradingView platform, I don't care. You could have free trials for 6 weeks. And then come to the sessions, and then at the end of that 6 weeks, you have gone through all 4 books, the webinars, and you see how things play out in real time. That's what you do. Why? Because all of the work that I've done over the last 25 plus years and presented the whole harmonic pattern system in my books is now presented automatically with the algorithms of the patterns. We understand reaction reversal. I expect there to be some progress on even that kind of identification, but most people understand there's really something special going on within this framework. If you learn it, you follow it, You really have an understanding of where you are on the chart. So again, great. It's been a great year. I mean, really a phenomenal year for progress in general, and being able to create tools that people can incorporate to their trading and get up and running in a very short period of time. And you're not guessing. Like I get this a lot where people come to me and they're like, I spent 2,000 here and 3,000 there, and I don't have any skills. So again, I think if you're really good, you should be able to provide your stuff for free, mostly to help people learn. And then if you got some real premium stuff, okay. But I feel like we've got the perfect formula here with that education and the software. Okay, a couple comments and let me follow back up. So I know you guys were interested in SHIB, and I told you last week we were in SHIB. We had a few of these. We had Chili's, we had SHIB. I'm still involved with Chili's, but I said to this about SHIB really quick that I was done, and I'm not interested in it. There's SHIB. Where's SHIB? 40 something, 46.37. Yeah, I'm really, well, just as I say that, it's a beautiful pattern, but no, I think fundamentally where we are, this is just a pool of money, and I said that last week and Monday. I think I did a fair review of SHIB in general, Shiba Inu, that it was all speculation, and that once we got up to that 8,000 level, I was done. So I really demonstrative of what my thoughts were on this. So I think there's a 50 better crypto to be involved with, maybe 500. I will be setting up the Discord link next week for general public. Again, slow rollout. Gold members for right now. Some of you guys have it. Some of you that bought the software, you automatically get in. If you buy the software, just TradingView, then you guys get the gold membership automatically, and it comes with interaction and the other stuff that we're putting together with wanting to create a way to answer questions to help facilitate the education. Seems to be like the number one thing. Most people get it, and then they need help with maybe 2 or 3 items that maybe they're hung up on, but we're seeing a lot of progress. So that's really the effort behind here. Here's OMG, folks. And this has been one in that new class of crypto I've been saying. This is up at the hop at now 17. Last time we were looking at this was around, what, 13, 14? Yeah, down here, this crab pattern. 12 and change. This is the kind of back-to-back I would say, all right, we probably hit some consolidation on the first test here on the hourly. But these are starting to really make progress. Look at your daily on OMG. Okay, this thing is primed. That is really primed. So get these on the radar because they're taking time, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But then when they really pop and get going, they're running. Like Solana. Solana doesn't stop. And we outlined some larger targets. Get back here. There you go. So we outlined this with Solana, that essentially you're in the midst of another crab pattern. You go back a few weeks ago, we covered this in some of the prior sessions, and we had a number of points that were pretty sweet entries. One right there, your 618. B points at a 618. That sets up your crab. So this is probably, of the big cap crypto, that's your best performer. And I said, 275, 280. That's the one to have on your screen, even more so than Bitcoin, and even more so than Ethereum, because this thing is probably going to, if it's really going to run, it's going to try to challenge Ethereum in terms of market cap. Here's a question. Do you find patterns fail more once retail investors jump on board? Can't think like that. Think of it as like a whole entity unto itself. Where are you within that entity? Doesn't matter if it's retail, wholesale, hedge fund, whatever, private fund. We just want to think that these are individual trades. Where are we within each of these trades? And let's use the measurements and the levels to help define the framework. Sure, you can get crazy times. We've had a couple crazy moves just in the past week and then right back down. Chili's, OXT, SHIB. Okay, so those are just kind of fits and starts that are not sustainable, but maybe have a larger development. Where are you within that larger development? That's really the way to think about the patterns. Are we at a bullish pattern, or are we almost at the completion of a bearish pattern? Because when Solana gets up to 275, I don't want to be buying. Time to buy was on this correction, or even we had a couple of them. I think our number on Solana was 136 way back. I think it was September. We talked about 136. We spent some time down there. We had a bunch of patterns on the hourly, maybe the 4-hour. Take a look at the prior sessions. 136 was, I know that was the crab level. So let's just understand the nature of crypto, that it's going to do this. And that doubled. I mean, you doubled since mid-October, practically. That's some strong stuff, strong action, versus something like SHIB not continuing. Keep an eye on all of this. Like as I said before, this is the time. Really, we're in this final phase here now. The markets are going ballistic, of course. Where are we with the markets right now? Let's take a quick look and give it a wrap up. Nasdaq is up 130. S&P is up 9. The Dow is off 95. So fairly mild for Thursday. Gold's the big winner today at 29.60. But real tradable market, folks, and I think that's what we don't want to lose sight of. If you miss an asset or you see something that's mooned and gone too far, too fast, well, just get it on the radar. Again, think of how many times I said that about Solana, where Solana had run kind of flashing itself of how aggressive it wanted to move, then settling down, consolidation, getting ready for the next leg. We've seen that across the board. We're seeing that in a lot of tech. So we'll follow more of that on Monday. I want to look at more of these new opportunities that are coming together. Twitter is a prime one, and that's probably one to take home with you. I'll post that. But Twitter, again, it defines everything we want to see about Type 2, and there's several other ones I will feature on Monday. So that's what I have for this week. Thanks, everybody. Great first week. We're getting started here. We'll be back then, and have a great weekend.